Hey, it's Ollie, and in this video I want to talk about songs and how you can learn vocabulary from songs to help you with your foreign language. And songs are one of the things that I most enjoy in different languages. And if you look elsewhere on my YouTube channel, you'll see me singing in different languages, Portuguese and Cantonese. I love learning songs. I've got a musical background, and that's one of my favourite things to do. But if you've tried to learn songs before, you may have found that actually it's not as simple as kind of you learning the song and then straight away you kind of know that vocabulary and you can start to use that in conversation. That doesn't tend to happen. And one of the reasons for that is that the kind of vocabulary you get in songs is not the same often as the kind of things that you will say when you're speaking the language. So think about any songs that you like in English, and it's very odd. Like, think of any song lyrics, and we don't talk like that. We do not talk like that, and so it kind of makes sense then that if you learn words and phrases from songs, that it shouldn't be easy to drop those into conversation. So that's the first problem, and it's very important to be aware when you're learning songs of, is this normal language? Do people actually speak like that? I think some languages more than others that's the case actually. English for sure is a language where songs are not at all like the way we speak. If the lyrics of songs were like the way I'm talking now, it would be boring as hell. So you definitely got to be aware of that. What I found actually is that when you learn a song, it kind of exists in its own bubble inside your head, and I found that I don't really apply that, the stuff that I'm learning, to speaking. Because speaking I find that when I'm learning something for speaking, when I'm learning vocabulary to use for speaking, I'm doing it in a very intentional way that's not the same as learning a song. So if you're learning a song and you've got a bunch of words in there that you would like to start to use in your speaking, then quite simply you have to go about learning them exactly as any other way that you would. So whether you like to use flashcards, whether you like to just kind of keep it natural and try and read stuff, and whether you like to have lists of words that you use in conversation, whatever your preferred method is, you've got to actually sort of study those separately and go about learning those separately. That's the only way that I've personally found, or the only reliable way that I've found, I should say, to take the language from songs and put that into speaking. Sometimes it happens naturally, right? Sometimes you kind of get a word that just sticks in your brain and you can go off and use that. But in language learning, we're looking for reliable processes, like predictable results. So you want to be able to know that you can learn a song and you'll be able to use that vocabulary in conversation. And in order to do that, learning the song definitely helps, but you also have to go about and learn the vocabulary in a deliberate way. So more work than you might have hoped for, but that's certainly the way it is for me. Hope that was helpful. And oh, by the way, I answered this question in a podcast recently as well. And if you haven't already checked out the podcast, you definitely should. It's called the I Will Teach You a Language podcast. You can get it on iTunes. So you can pull up iTunes, search for I Will Teach You a Language, and you'll find it there. Definitely check that out and subscribe. There's more tips like this coming out every week, twice a week, and they go directly to your phone, so you don't even have to mess around on YouTube, which is cool. All right, I hope that was helpful. See you in the next episode. The next video, sorry. Too used to podcasting, but episodes on podcast.